Hi, I'll be with you in a minute, okay? Just give me 1 second.
Great. We're going to wait another 2 minutes or so just to let everyone in.
Oh, it's many schools.
Yeah, it's a few schools together.
I can hear you 1 second. What?
Yeah, it's a few schools all together.
Oh, okay, I see. So no problem. So I thought you guys are waiting on me. So
Hi, Panina. It's Odalia.
Hey, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
Good. Good.
And I think we'll wait just another minute or so and then we'll get started.
Mm.
Okay, so just let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes, okay, perfect. All right, so let me just introduce myself. My name is Avishai Berman. I am part of the English department at Sulamot, and we're going to go over our newest product from Sulamot, our Tefillah starter cards. So our main goal here with these cards is that we want to transform the process of learning Tefillah to go beyond just regular memorization to actual understanding and meaning and being able to connect in a real way to Tefillah. So that's really the goal of what these cards are all about. So let's take a deeper look. So learning tefillah, certainly for younger ages, for older ages as well, but certainly for younger ages can be a difficult process. It can be challenging for a number of reasons, possibly being unfamiliar with the actual lashon, the actual words that are being said. Maybe it's abstract concepts of what are being dealt with. Tefillah can also be long. Um, Besides from that, a lot of the things that are being said are just being said and they're not having a real understanding. So what we're trying to do is take something that has been so complicated to understand and break it down in a very easy, accessible, and understandable way for our students. So you can see this picture on the right over here. This is an example of the cards themselves. Card number one is this is the front of the card. I don't know if you can see my cursor. So this is the front of the card, and to the right is the back of the card. And card number two over here, this is the front of the card, and this is the back of the card. So as you can see, tells you which tefillah or which bracha you're working with specifically. So number one is Modeh It has the actual script, the actual words of Modeh And then on the back is a very brief explanation. So when it comes to Modeh it says, Baboker, in the morning, miyad kshanachnu kamim, anachnu amrim toda laHashem, sheichzir lanu et haneshama. We're thanking Hashem for giving us, for bringing us back our neshama. Followed by a question, she'ela al ma ata modeh at modeh hayom. For what are you thankful for today? So this is what each one of our cards looks like. Again, it's the actual wording of the tefillah, a brief explanation, and a specific question. So what are we covering? Most of the things that we're covering are from the daily tefillah, the morning tefillah that we're saying. A lot of Birkot HaShachar, starting with Modeh making it through all the way to Shema. But we try and cover a lot of the essential tefillot, such as Baruch Shamar, Birkat Kohanim, and other very common tefillot that the students will be learning, as well as we pointed out in the previous slide that there's a directed, focused question on each one of our brachot to pinpoint what we're trying to teach in that specific bracha. So again, what do we have on each of these? What are the different elements of the cards? I mean, we did say in slide number 2, but we have the Hebrew text just to present it in a very clear way. We have a focused question so that they can understand what are we dealing with. And there's also a visual. There's always a picture. So like we had in Modeh Ani, a picture of someone who was waking up from their bed, or if it was Netilat Yadayim, a picture of someone who's washing their hands, just so that they can see visually what exactly this bracha is all about. So those are the cards themselves, but alongside the cards is the complete teacher's guide that we're giving to all of our teachers as well. And there's different elements that are comprised in the teacher's guide. So each bracha is broken down and has all of these different points, such as discussion tools to engage the students, or actual activities that you can do, broken down, very age appropriate, with step-by-step instructions about how to run these activities, nothing too complicated. Each one has a story that goes alongside to help inspire and give more meaning to the actual bracha that we're dealing with, as well as other elements such as movements and motions, possibly when we're dealing with something that has bowing, or if you're kissing the tzitzit, for example, certain physical motions that go along with each one of these brachot, a breakdown of some of the essential vocabulary that would be important to understanding each of the different pieces in the bracha, and a few important points of important halachot that go along with each of the different brachot. So if it's Modeh Ani, how exactly are we waking up in the morning? Or if it's Netilat Yadayim, how exactly is that done? All of that is given over it's broken down very easily for the teacher to read beforehand and be able to fully give over a class or however we want to use it for the students. As well, for each bracha in the teacher's guide, we make sure to have a very clear learning objective for that bracha. So it's very precise what we're trying to have the students walk away with when we're focusing on each one of our tefillot, each one of our brachot. It's not just, learn about tefillah. It's very specific. What do we want our students to walk away with when they're learning this bracha specifically? So a few different ways that we try and give over the actual material to the students. We have discussion groups, something that, to facilitate conversation between the students, or if it's creative expression, something that can be done with art or writing, music, maybe drama, and personal reflection, having time for them to write about their own experiences and connect to these tefillot in a serious way. So why use these cards? So as we mentioned before, all of Tefillah can be a little bit overwhelming, but even the Siddur itself can be overwhelming. What we're trying to do is really focus, pinpoint, and zone in on one bracha at a time to make a really focused learning that the students can connect to. So instead of having an entire Siddur in front of them with endless text, which can be a little bit scary, we really break it down and focus it all into one bracha at a time for our students to have a focused learning. What exactly is the time commitment? So I'd say what's nice about these cards is that you can make it or you can adapt it to whatever your needs are. So if you use the teacher's guide, you have more than enough material to run a full class on each one of these cards. But if you'd like to use it in different ways, perhaps at the end of your regular tefillah in class, you want to have an extra 5 minutes on one specific bracha, you can also do that and choose from any of the elements that are in the teacher's guide to give over that specific bracha. So you can really adapt it. You can create a full class, or you can use it more as a supplemental piece. And again, I think the main thing that we're trying to accomplish is move beyond regular recitation, regular memorization, and bring it to actual connection. So when our students understand the why behind the words that they're saying, the tefillah completely transforms. It's not just something that they're reciting and have no understanding of, but something that they really can connect to. And if we break it down into its, its specific pieces and zone in on each specific bracha, tefillah can really come alive for them. So just as a recap, everything that comes is the actual cards that are in the set of tefillah cards, comes together with the comprehensive teacher's guide, which includes for each bracha discussions, activities, stories, relevant halachot, vocabulary, the movements, and clear learning objectives, and it all comes in one resource together that we send. And again, this is really for beginners. When it comes to tefillah, we would recommend from kindergarten through third grade. That's probably the most appropriate ages. And I welcome any questions for anyone who's interested. Yeah.
So each student would get their own set of cards?
Yes, each student would get their own set. Yeah.
Do they come?
Could be that the teacher holds on to them so that they don't lose it, but it would be that each student would have their own physical card that they can hold on to.
I noticed Tefillah in English, but all the other texts is in Hebrew. Do they come in English as well? Like, do I mean like?
So on the cards itself, it's just the Hebrew. It's possible if there is enough interest that we could do an English version as well. Right now, it's just in Hebrew, but if there really is such a push to have fully in English, I'm sure we can do that as well.
It came
Do you
later.
have one in
Can
hand
you
that
show
you can,
example
sorry.
of the cards?
I was just going to ask if you have a physical example to show.
Yeah, so we can go back to
Yeah, not on the screen. Like
um,
if you can hold, I'm curious to see how does it look like the size and
right
the
here,
package.
I don't
Yeah,
have here.
here. Okay.
No, not on me. But back in the office, I happen to be at home right now, but I think in the office we have an actual physical copy. So I don't
What
have an
size is
actual
it?
one that I can show you here.
What size are the cards?
I'm not sure. It's not a full piece of paper. It's more like an index card size.
Can you show it, please?
What?
No, can you
I
show
imagine
what you
something like
showed
that.
on the screen? It's okay, because
Oh
I
yeah,
a little bit
sure.
late.
Absolutely. Uh, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're able to see from here?
Yes.
So again, on the left-hand side is the front of the card, and the right-hand side is the back, is the other side of the card. So these two are card number one for Moda'ani, and this one is card number two, Nitilat Yadayim.
What is the cost per set of cards?
I do not know what the cost is. That is our business administrator that'd be able to tell you. But if you email us, they'd be happy to send you what the cost is.
I wanted to
email.
ask, I work with a group of third and perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you were saying.
Oh, thanks. I work with a group of third and fourth graders in Tefillah, and we've been doing a lot of work in thinking about, reflecting on what it means to be grateful for blessings in Brachot HaShachar. And what I was wondering was, so you mentioned the prayers being in Hebrew. Obviously, we sing the Hebrew and then we do some English as well. But it looked like from that example, the descriptions were in Hebrew as well. Is that correct, or are some of the descriptions in English in terms of the activities?
The activity, so anything that's in the teacher's guide, that's all in English, but on the
Uh,
cards, that's in Hebrew. But the teacher's guide is completely in English.
and the students have access to the English text in terms of the questions and so forth. I'm just thinking for our students, they probably
Right.
appreciate.
So the what we currently have is the Hebrew. But if there's enough if there's enough requests for it, I'm sure we'd be happy to do a translation into English.
That's
For me,
wonderful.
I love it because we're using Sulamot and a lot of translation in English. So that's something. Can you specifically talking about what philot we're using or which
Yeah,
philot?
mainly we go through all of Birkot HaShachar, like the morning period from Modeh and all of those brachot, and then we
Mhm.
start to cover a little bit of Sukkei, Zimra, Birkot HaShachar, um,
Are you able to
The
show us
Baruch
more
Shamar, I
on
think,
Netilat
right?
Yadayim? I would
Baruch
like,
Shamar. Thank you. I totally
yes.
blanked.
You're able to
Sorry,
show
can you
us a
say it
little bit
again?
more of the
My
cards?
pleasure.
Um, I'm not sure that I have it on me, or I'd have to find it somewhere in my files, which I'm not sure where it is right this moment. But I'm sure we can send you examples or more of the tefillot so you have a better picture. Why don't I put, or does everyone have the email how you signed up through? So that's the email for any further questions. That's the Sulamot at English dot or English at
English.
sulamot.org for any of those questions to get more examples.
Do you know how many cards there are in total?
I think it's 38
38.
or maybe 37, either 37
Whatever.
or
It's
38
fine.
cards.
Around there. I'm not gonna hold you to it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
Is the cards coming with some extra work for the students, or I know you said it's on the
So
teacher guide,
the main
or
thing is that on each card there's one specific question, and that's the main starting point, and then you can turn
Mhm.
it into whatever else you'd like,
Yeah,
and we're providing a lot of those extra resources in the teacher's guide. So again, you really can turn it into a complete class focused on one
right.
bracha, or if you want to use it as just an extra thing. So there's different ways you can go with it, but if you're saying tefillah every single day and then you want to have one focused discussion and say, today we're gonna spend an extra 2 minutes on this bracha, so it's also a nice way to engage the students in a specific area of tefillah.
Yeah.
Hi, do you have a teacher's guide in Hebrew?
The teacher's guide in Hebrew, no, it's totally in English.
You planning to do?
We could possibly translate it into Hebrew, if that's what your teachers are interested in. But
Yeah, mainly
for
Shlichim,
for
so
those
it's
who are for the shlichim are saying,
I can.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
most of
I
our,
definitely think that's a possibility that it could be translated into Hebrew. But as of right now, it is in English. Okay. Any other questions before we finish up?
You said,
Okay.
is there any minimum per set that I can purchase, or it's per set?
I believe it's a minimum of 25 sets.
Mhm. So I can buy one just to, for example, and then decide if I want to order more or not.
I mean, we could actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. You'd have to email
I'll email you. Okay, I'll talk to
our
him. Yeah.
business administrator. He would know those details. I'm just more on the content side.
That's fine.
But I think it's a minimum of 25 sets from where we're ordering from.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you so much. I'm going back to
Okay, thank you for joining, and
Thank you, much
have a good
appreciated.
everyone.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay,
you.
bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.